Always take your prescription medication and a change of clothing, and as many of your toiletries as you can in your carry-on, so that you can have those in the event that your luggage gets lost or delayed. You have a change of clothes. Bringing too many shoes, that's a girl's worst nightmare. David talks about what he's going to do on this particular trip about shoes. Shoes become an issue when you take long trips, and especially as women, because we feel like we should have a change of shoes for almost every outfit. What I have done in this particular scenario is a lot of my clothes that I will be wearing on the ship, like for dinner or something like that, are the same color scheme. And so therefore I can wear the same shoes every night, so that I don't have to take multiple pairs of evening shoes. That's where we usually tend to have the biggest problem. In this particular case too, I'm going to a destination that's a little cooler than where I live, so I will need shoes that are that cover my feet as opposed to sandals, because sandals, you can pack a bunch of little pairs of flip-flops or real cute sandals. They don't take up a lot of space. But in my particular case, I'm going to take a pair of hiking boots. I'm going to take a pair of boots I can wear over my jeans or leggings, and then my workout shoes, and then a pair of shoes for evening. And then that's it. Well, I say that. I've got one more pair of sandals I'm going to take. So I am going to take 4 pair of shoes, or I'm going to wear a pair and take 3 other pair of shoes. So we'll see how that goes. Letting clothes get wrinkled, get wrinkle-free clothes, that's easy to say. The other solution for when your clothes wrinkle is hang them in the shower, or not in the shower, but in the bathroom. Let the steam knock out some of those wrinkles if you can. Getting overpacking. So I've been looking at these travel cubes, and my husband refuses to let me get them because we've spent more money than we should have in preparing for this trip in terms of clothes. We've had to get the down jackets and the packable rain gear and stuff because of where we're going. So, if you can do the cubes, it keeps things from getting wrinkled. It keeps things organized. You can just lift them out of your suitcase, put them in the drawer, and go on about your business. Packing electronics and checked luggage. So, hand game systems, your iPad, your computers, please don't put those in your check bags. We hate to say that people are thieves, but people are thieves, first of all. And then stuff gets lost. And I know in my case, my computer is my life. And if I lose that, then I can't talk to you guys every week. Forgetting jackets. A lightweight, easy to roll jacket can be warm. So we've got packable down, very thin packable down jackets that we've gotten, and they come with a little bag. You can stuff them in the bag and just put it in your suitcase. And my husband's raincoat does the same thing. Mine does not, but it's very packable. So those are the types of things. And then just wear layers and layers and layers of clothing. Bringing socks, for some that's a big deal, but make sure you take your socks. Packing your last day outfit. Don't put your clothes that you're going to wear when you're getting off the ship in your luggage when you put it outside your cabin door. So for people that have never cruised, the last day or the last night, they ask you to put your luggage outside if you want them to porter your luggage off the ship. And you've got to make sure that you keep your clothes that you're going to wear, unless you're going to wear the same clothes that you have on the night before. They tell you to keep your outfit out. And so that way you have your clothes with you. So don't forget. Don't forget to pad your wine purchases. Some people put their wine in their luggage, and guess what? It spills, and then your wine is all over your clothes, and they're ruined. And don't forget about not packing your passport in your checked luggage. Your passport should be in the safe until you are ready to leave the ship, which means it should be accessible to you at all times and not in a packed bag. A travel wallet has room for passports and important documents, and it's quick to be able to put those all in one place. So those are hints from Cruise Critic, 17 worst cruise packing mistakes. So if you're going on a cruise real soon, I hope this helped. This is Karen Duncan, your Bucket List Buster. I'm going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'll have David McDougal, my really dear friend, with me on the line, and we will talk about our upcoming travel experience together and what we plan and how his planning is so different than my planning, but how we're going to meet up and experience this bucket list adventure together. I'm looking forward to it, David. Talk to you in a minute. This is Karen Duncan.
If you like the sound of vacationing at a 5-star luxury included resort, Sandals has a symphony of romantic indulgences just for you. Sandals hits all the right notes for two people in love. Miles of pristine beaches harmonize with beautiful turquoise seas. Love Nest suites are orchestrated with private plunge pools and tranquility soaking tubs for two. The tempo increases with unlimited land and water sports, including scuba diving and golf. Your taste buds are treated to a rhapsody of 5-star global gourmet dining at up to 16 world-class restaurants, including endless pours of premium spirits and wine, music to anyone's ears. From live entertainment to taxes, tips, and transfers, it's all included, all unlimited, and only at Sandals, the world's only 5-star luxury included resorts, voted world's best 21 years in a row.
To book your Sandals vacation, contact Peaks Cruises and Tours. Welcome back. This is Karen Duncan, your Bucket List Buster, and I have our special guest with us today, Mr. David McDougal, who's a very special friend of ours and soon to be travel companion, travel extraordinaire, and seasoned budget traveler. He's an expert on stretching the dollar, the rupee, the baht, the renminbi. David, I can't say that, as far as he can go. Hi, David.
Hi there. Hi, everybody. So glad to be with you today.
That's so cool. That's so cool. So you've been all over the world, but before we start with where you've been and what we're going to do and all of that, let's talk about what you do in your regular life when you're not traveling.
Right. Well, yeah. So I'm a former New York City public high school teacher and longtime community organizer. I live in Miami now. I'm the co-founder of the Miami Climate Alliance, and it's a coalition of more than 70 organizations that are focused on getting our governments to actually spend money to address our climate crisis.
Wow.
But I currently work as a consultant to nonprofit organizations in Florida, where I focus on community disaster preparedness, helping people have control and influence over our county and city budget, and fighting real estate developments proposed in our lowest income communities.
Wow. So you're one of those do-gooders that really care about the environment and society and our communities.
I do. Yep. And I like
that's
I like
phenomenal.
Lots of people and different organizations and such statewide to try to scale some of the solutions that we've figured out at a very local level, but to try to make them more widespread.
That's amazing. So how do you find time to travel?
I squeeze travel in when I need to go to conferences and when I need to go do different things for work. I found that I can always throw in some travel on the side. So I recently went to Nashville and to Dallas and even into the Caribbean, into the island of Dominica.
Yeah.
But I find that it sort of revolved around my work. But I am super excited that with you, I'm getting to go to Tokyo and on to a much larger trip coming up that I leave on Sunday for. So super excited about that. And that is not connected to work full time.
I know. It's super exciting. So let's start with,
When did you and how did you get the travel bug?
Good. So my first trip beyond Mexico and Canada was to Thailand, Laos, and Burma with a number of my friends from high school that I had from growing up. But we went when I was a sophomore in college that summer. And I thought it was my first and only trip that I would get to take. So I wanted to go as far as I could. And we saved up
Right.
money and then went there. And we were supposed to be there for about a month, but we managed to stretch our money and to stay for 3 months, even though we budgeted just for a month, because it's real cheap once you pay for your flight and you get out there.
Right. So that was your very first trip other than like Mexico and Canada? Because you're from the Northwest, right?
Yep.
And
Yep. So that was
so
my very first trip.
that's amazing. And 3 months. You were actually gone for 3 months. I've never done anything for 3 months
Yeah.
other
So
than work.
I was a college student and we had the summer. And so we just took advantage of the time we had and went out and we traveled Thailand, Laos, Burma, really traveled a lot of those countries. And then immediately upon returning, I knew that I had the bug because I took a leave of absence from school and started working 80-hour weeks. I was a Finnish carpenter by day and a singing busboy at a German restaurant by night. And I saved up all
What?
my money so I could move to Beijing to study abroad, which I did.
So wait a minute. You were singing German as a busboy?
Yeah, so I was wearing lederhosen and working as a waiter and as a busboy, and then I became a waiter. I got promoted. So I was
Right.
singing not only German love songs and German drinking songs, but also I sang Spanish and Italian and lots of arias and different things. So I was classically trained, and so I was making singing tips on the side of my on the side of bussing tables, and that helped me raise the money so I could go to China, where I studied
So
abroad and I studied Mandarin for a semester.
okay, so people out there in bucket list land, I've known David for a little over a year now, and this is the first I've ever heard that he was a classically trained singer. So while we're on our trip, I'll have someone to do a duet with when we do karaoke. That's going to be
That's for
fun.
sure.
Huh?
It's gonna be so fun. I can't wait for karaoke.
I love karaoke. I only sing karaoke when I'm out of the country, out of the United States, that is. So that'll be fun. So you went from doing your 3 month trip, then you decided you wanted to do study abroad,
Yep.
and
That's
then you finished college, evidently, but you probably traveled all throughout the rest of your college career.
so during that study abroad, I ended up going due west in China over the mountains and down into Pakistan. So I was
Oh my.
traveling the Silk Road, and this was an amazing journey that I took with another friend of mine from high school, and we made it all the way to Pakistan and traveled up to K2, the second tallest mountain in the world. Went up to base camp there, and we also traveled all the way down to the Indian Ocean. So we went from the East China Sea to the Indian Ocean by land, and that was super exciting. And then after coming back and finishing college, the day I graduated, I ended up going back to India and Pakistan and doing a big project that was funded by the Ford Foundation to do a deep research project. We actually started in Vancouver, BC, then went to Southall, London, and then ended up in Delhi, where we again stretched our money as far as we could. And it was supposed to be a 6-week trip, but it was another one of these 3-month long trips where we did interviews in India and Pakistan. And I learned so much, and we made a little film and showed it at conferences in Manchester, England, and in New York City, academic conferences. And then ended up continuing and going to Kabul, Afghanistan with Columbia University and doing, I had a life of sort of a researcher, going out and doing special projects and applying for grants and getting that. But that was eons ago. And now I'm living in Miami and working on the ground here and traveling a little less, but there are some exciting trips that I've done, and I'm super excited to get back to Asia. starting on Sunday.
Yes. So what was your very last vacation trip that you took?
Okay, so my